Howdy folks, it is Diecast Buffet here again. Ryan Blaney wins Pocono, his second career win at the racetrack, his second win this year. Defeats Denny Hamlin, gets that huge win of, well, the second of the season. Hey, things have finally turned around for the 12 camp. Make sure to pre-order that Race Win Diecast over there at Circle B Diecast. I'm sure the 164 will probably be offered as well as the 124. I mean, heck, Hamlin's win from Pocono last year got made, so there's probably a good chance this one will as well. So for all you Blaney fans, rejoice. Fun fact, they did make his 2017 Pocono win. So that's going to be kind of cool to have his first career win and his most recent one. Of course, for the 12 camp. So anyways, my honest thoughts about Pocono 2024. Look, I love this racetrack. Thought it was a lot of fun. Truck race could have been a little bit better, right? It was still fun. The Xfinity race was a barn burner. A lot of chaos. A lot of fun in my opinion. The Cup race, it was tame, but it was still a million times better than anything they do on the road courses and the street, or not street course, but the short tracks. So I enjoyed it. I still wish Pocono had 2 race dates. I mean, they sold out the crowd, I think. I think they had like the whole infield sold out or something. I think they're ready for a second date in terms of fan attention, because they're selling out the racetrack for a reason. So I'm just keeping it real. I wish Pocono would get a second race date. Maybe a early playoff race. That would be spicy. I don't think Pocono has ever had a playoff race. That would be really fun. Because there was some crashes. There was some dumb moves. There was some part failures. It's traditional Pocono. I love it. These high-speed racetracks, I enjoy it. Probably going to be the biggest topic of discussion is going to be Kyle Busch's downfall right now. Seems like every single week, either he gets taken out in someone else's mess, the car breaks, or they just don't have speed. They literally could not buy a break right now. And with Daytona coming 2 weeks before the cutoff for the start of the playoffs, there's not really a wild card race here and then. It's pretty much traditional racetracks that you have to have speed. You can't win Indy, you can't win Richmond without some sort of speed, or of course you have the ultimate curveball, that being weather, which I do think will get probably a weather-affected win one of these weeks. Now, I think Kyle Busch still has a chance to make the playoffs. Will he? I don't know. Childress is kind of going back to their 2009 form where they're just irrelevant right now. It's crazy how a team can win 3 races the year before and pretty much just lay an egg. Exactly what kind of Burton did back in 08, where he won like 3 races or something, and then he just lays an egg. It was 2 or 3 wins, but man, I feel for the Kyle Busch fans. He's got a buttload of fans, and they're struggling right now. But the biggest moment I think of this race was probably the Corey LaJoie Kyle Busch incident. Did LaJoie did he just crash Kyle and cause a massive pile up? Look, my honest opinion on it is everything happens in a split second, so it's Monday morning quarterback to go back and say shoulda, coulda, woulda, but 5 wide potentially going into turn 1 at Pocono with like 60 laps to go, something like that. I mean, no. You expect to see things like this in ARCA, maybe the Truck Series. The Cup Series, no. That was a really dumb move in my opinion. I mean, I get it. Kyle was blocking. When my general rule is, if you block someone and you keep blocking them, you're going to get hit. You're going to get dumped. That's just normal. The problem is there's like 15 other cars in their path. It doesn't give you a automatic bid to just knock them out of the way and crash everyone. Chase Elliott, 2023 at Charlotte. He should have never turned Hamlin into traffic. If you're going to dump someone, do it on the back straightaway after a long green flag run. That's how you do it. Don't get anyone else involved. They did nothing, and that's why Chase Elliott got suspended. And he rightfully so. Guess what? I'm an Elliott fan. I'm not one of those cats that are like, well, my driver's completely innocent and does nothing wrong. It's like with the Cowboys fans. I'm a Cowboys fan, right? If you ask me, what do I think their chances are for a Super Bowl? They probably got a snowball's chance. That's okay. I'm a realist. I keep it real. Everyone who knows me, I keep it real. That's just how I see things. That's how I call things. To me, I think LaJoie made a really dumb decision. I'm not saying I haven't seen elite drivers do the same thing. I've seen Chase Elliott, I've seen Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, all the drivers in the past, the Gordons, the Jimmy Johnsons. They make mistakes. It happens. But that was really stupid, guys. Oh my goodness. Like, the amount of cars that were behind Kyle Busch and to just pretty much dump him entering turn one, LaJoie should have just lived to fight another day. And he probably would have still got a decent to good finish, maybe. I don't know. I would be livid if I was one of those drivers taken out. I'm like, come on, man. That's just, I don't know. So, Pocono ends with Ryan Blaney holding off Denny Hamlin at the end of the race. Bowman had a really good shot to get his second Pocono win and second straight win as well. Needed kind of that late race caution to kind of ratchet it up. But I think Pocono was still good. Some people might say it's a little bit boring, but again, the average Pocono race in the next-gen era is still, to me at least, this is just my own opinion, a million times more interesting than anything we'll see at Richmond in a couple weeks. Oh, yeah, I think Richmond is the first race back after the Olympic break.
Hell no, man.
Sorry, I was already falling asleep thinking about that. But fortunately, looking forward next week, Brickyard 400, it is back. I'm gonna take this segment of this video to talk about one of the most anticipated races I've been looking forward to ever. The Brickyard 400 is back after its 3-year hiatus, 21, 22, 23. It was road course, not my cup of tea. It's back. I will say they've done not a good job marketing it. I would imagine NBC should have marketed it way more during their Indy 500 coverage. I don't even know if I've seen a commercial for it, which asinine to me. I have rarely seen commercials for it. I've seen some, but not many. I've actually seen more Daytona 500 commercials in July. July for the Daytona 500. That's in February of 2025. They have not done a really good job marketing the Brickyard 400. If you can get the Brickyard to just anywhere close to where it was in 2006 or 2007, it's going to help the sport significantly. How do you get that? Make people care about it. You got to market it. So number one, I don't know why they're not marketing it enough, in my opinion. NBC does a massive marketing promotion for the Chicago Street Course race. Not much for Indy, so I'm not sure about that. Anyways, the racing at Indy is probably going to be the best it has been, possibly since Gen 5. You're going to have a car that's good, that's proven to run really, really good at high-speed racetracks. It can run side by side. It doesn't bog down and slow down like the Gen 6 car when you go side by side in a high-speed corner. So the whole argument that Indy is boring with NASCAR racing, this is the first car ever to go to the Brickyard 400 that can run side by side in all four of the corners. So we could potentially see one of the best Brickyard 400s in terms of quality of racing. It is one of the most important races in NASCAR history, in my opinion, because if the Brickyard 400 if they show up, it's a rain out, it's a mess, a non-popular driver wins, it's a snooze fest, horrible racing. Where does the Brickyard 400 go in the next couple years? That's the questions you're going to hear. If they get the good weather, they get a good popular winner and great racing, the Brickyard could only just go up. The Brickyard never performed insanely great like Daytona and Talladega, and this is all the way back to the Winston Cup days. It had, in my opinion, really good racing, but collectively, I've heard a lot of people they never really enjoyed the racing there, nowhere near as much as they did at other NASCAR tracks. It's a really difficult track to get stock cars to run well at. My point with that is the 08 Brickyard put such a stain on the Brickyard 400 that every year it just kept dying, essentially. I remember when, it was like 2017, 2016, 2015, it just felt like they hyped it up. It's the Brickyard, it's extremely important. Then you look at the grandstands, and there's less and less people every year. That's just the reality. This is the first time since 2007, I think the Brickyard might not have that stain of the 08 Brickyard. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, they had a massive tire fiasco with Goodyear. They brought the wrong tire or some type of BS. They had to throw a bunch of random cautions during the race. It was like 10 to 15 lap segments. I've actually went back and watched a lot of that race. I'll be honest with you, it's not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. That's just my opinion. But the die-hard fans, the true IndyCar fans in that area, they were turned off quickly from it. And then the die-hard old-school NASCAR fans were turned off quickly from it. That alienated a large demographic of the people who cared about the Brickyard 400. And naturally, the statistics shown with the ratings just, I mean, it was bad. It was bad. So, my point is, I hope the drivers put on a fantastic show. Take risks. This is the most important Brickyard 400 in a long, long, long time. Because if it fails, there's a realistic chance in the coming years they might not even race at Indy. They might go to another track. Because if the road course didn't pan out, the fans wanted the oval back, and if the oval is a failed experiment again, who knows what happens. So I hope it's a great race. I think it will be a great race. And I want to see this event back to where it needs to be, a crown jewel. I remember when they went to the road course in 21, and they were trying to sell me on the idea during the broadcast, the pre-race. Oh, it's the same thing as the Brickyard 400. It matters the same. It's the same. No, it's not. This is not the same racetrack that Johnson and Gordon won all these Brickyard 400s on. No, it's a road course. That's like saying winning the Indy GP in IndyCar is the same as winning the Indy 500. That's tomfoolery. That's a bunch of BS. I'm excited for it. I really am. I hope it's a great race. I really want this event to be successful. So hopefully the weather holds. Hopefully we get great racing. And I hope we get a popular winner. You know, get someone popular to win it. A Larson win would be huge in my opinion. We'll see. What do y'all think? Make sure to comment down below. And I think there's going to be a 2-week break after the Brickyard 400 for the Olympics. So hopefully it goes out kind of on a high note. And that will help maybe keep the momentum a little bit for Richmond, which is probably going to put a lot of people asleep. Also saw some comments about the upcoming diecast unboxing video. That video, I'll briefly talk about it here. So I rendered it in 4K. It's a massive, massive video. It's like over 40 minutes long. So for anyone who doesn't know, 4K file sizes are like 10 times larger than like 1080p. Takes a ridiculous amount of time to upload. I've had to upload this thing like 4 different times because it like crashed out. Like it just D1 crashed out halfway. So that's what took it so long. It was actually supposed to be out on Friday. It's Sunday now, so hopefully we'll get that out for Monday. That's tomorrow if you're watching this. Monday, I think it's like July 15th or something. Anyways, hopefully we get that video out. It's a massive diecast haul unboxing. You're going to love it. It's a record-breaking video for the channel. Most expensive diecast haul ever on the channel. The most new diecast ever in one video on the channel. Shot it all in 4K. Rendered it in 4K. I wanted this to be a really high-quality video, so I'm hoping it comes out good. I'll try to have that out. I don't know exactly what time, but it is uploaded now. Fortunately, I checked it. It's like, okay, finally. So, assuming there's no crazy glitches or anything in it, it should be out tomorrow. So, be a little patient. It's going to be worth it, guys. Trust me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you all for watching. Have a blessed one. Huge congratulations to all the Ryan Blaney fans. And, man, I'm excited for the Brickyard. Hope it's a great race. Have a blessed one. Diecast Buffet, signing off.